Hello, everyone, except Mark. Oh my gosh. You can't tell, I got some new, like, actual lights for my birthday, and this looks like so much better. Why have I been suffering this way for so long? Anyways, we have a very special assistant with us today. I mean, besides that normal assistant. Oh, I keep accidentally showing her and revealing the surprise. She's so beautiful. Oh, thank you for the bit. I did see that, Phineas. Yeah. That was really exciting. I love Sarah. Yeah, I thanked her for it, and she said thank you for making a good video, and it's very nice. She's a lovely, lovely gal, and actually Canadian, unlike me. Yeah, cop Barbie, not cop Barbie. I got her because um, she looks so much like my mom. Especially, well, to be fair, America looks more like my mom. I feel like the Barbie like face molds for the movies don't really look like the actors at all, but my mom is like a beautiful half Latina woman, and she rocks pink all day long. So the movie was just like made for her. And now she can just sit on my desk and encourage me. I tried to find a lawyer Barbie. There are Supreme Court Barbies, but it looks like they only made one lawyer Barbie outfit pack, like not even the doll itself, in 1997, and they're not selling it anywhere. And it's just like a pink houndstooth pantsuit. It's not that exciting. So it's honestly kind of surprising because I feel like the whole thing is like Barbie's had every job under the sun. But to be fair, like, I guess there's not really a point in making a lawyer Barbie because, like, if you have a pantsuit Barbie, it's the same thing. Yeah, it feels really hard. It's really hard for me to not be represented in the media. It's okay. I'll live. I'll live. But as Blue Star has noticed, today we're playing the one, the only, Alice in Wonderland. I was originally going to try and emulate this on the Wii because I played the Wii version as a kid, but it was actually made on Steam, so we don't have to put up with all that nonsense. And it has mixed reviews on Steam, so we're in for a treat. It's pretty exciting. And I was playing it. The controls are a little questionable, but I think we're gonna do our best. Yeah, mixed. Only the best for my stream. I think this game was definitely, unlike other games that are ported for the Wii, I think this game was made for the Wii and like not for everything else. Because I was playing it on my keyboard initially, and it was all out of whack. So I have a controller at least. Oh, thank you so much, Daisy. I hope you enjoy the bonus content. Yeah, I mean, I also remember it being the peak of video games, but I also thoroughly enjoyed the Alice in Wonderland Tim Burton movie, and I know I'm very much in the minority. I'm sure if I watched it now, it wouldn't hold up. Like, I'm very much okay with being wrong on that front. But anyways, let's get into it. It should be a good time. Oh wait, oops. Do you guys want to like see me play it, or do you just want to like hear the sounds? Because it's up to you, you know. Whatever y'all want. Yeah, I guess I'll show you what I'm doing. Or I could just like pretend to be really good off screen. Yeah. Sounds only, please. Yeah, and also the controls. What is the play button? Well, I am playing with friends, but I'll play alone. I don't remember there being a co-op of this game. I'm excited. I feel like we should be playing 5 Seconds of Summer. They were 2014, right? We've got our Galaxy leggings on, and we're ready. We've got some questionable Dreamcatcher earrings, probably. An owl necklace.
I demand an answer.
This is the third Alice.
Oh,
How many of them can there possibly
Epic Mickey. We should play Epic Mickey on stream. That would be fun.
Marriage is a big step, Hamish.
I've actually never played it. I've just always really liked the art style and the vibes.
I I need a moment.
Please.
I feel
let
like
this be- I really can't bear it up here.
this sort of gothic thing was having a moment in the early 2010s, and it didn't get appreciated because Tim Burton made it kind of ugly. Hi, Madison. Yeah, I've always wanted to play those Alice games. I've never played those either because I'm not super into platformers, but again, I like the Hot Topic Alice vibes. Controversial opinion, but I do. It's kind of chuggy, but I'm okay with that. Madison, how dare you? It's the most important night of all of our weeks.
Hello? Hello? Anyone here?
Yeah, we could do those on stream. Those ones are on Steam, so those are easy.
If this is some sort of prank, I'm not amused.
Also, apparently this game was put on Steam in 2014, but I thought this movie came out in 2010. So I don't know. I'm not sure if I should say this game looks good for 2010 or bad for 2014. It's a mystery. I know, they should try.
That's it.
Maybe we should get an Alice in Wonderland, like, mini-series or something. Like, that's so ugly.
She's found the potion.
It has so much potential, but I think Tim Burton just made it a little too ugly.
It might actually be. Oh no!
Like the Tim Burton eyes on a bunny. I don't know if I'm down for that.
She drank the potion.
But left the key on the table.
Yeah, it did come out in 2010.
You think she
Maybe it just was put on
remembered
Steam in
the first
2014, but I'm sure the PC game itself came out in 2010.
Yes, good. She's. Oh my.
Yeah, you don't play it. Alice is just, I forget what she's even doing in this game. I think we're just like coaching her along to go places, if I remember. And like even in the finale,
That's it.
I guess I shouldn't spoil it,
You know.
but Alice is doing a boss fight and we're helping her with the boss fight in like the lamest way possible.
Certain of it. We should
From what I remember. Yeah, the Alice in Wonderland movie is probably really upsetting to watch with a fever.
There must be a door here somewhere.
The thing, I saw this when it came out in 2010, so I was 12. So I was just like down for it, you know? I wasn't questioning it. I had the naivete and innocence of a child, which obviously the reviewers did not have. And that was their fatal flaw, being old like me now. Also, I don't know if I doubt it's any of the original voice actors. So I guess we'll just have to wait and see if the Johnny Depp sounds like Johnny Depp. Yeah, like you're just not picking on how ugly it looks when you're a kid. That stuff doesn't matter so much. Well, it does, but I don't know. It didn't bother me. Maybe I'll rewatch it. I remember, like, there's the thing where they all, like, dance weirdly, and people memed about that. I just thought it was kind of kooky fun. I didn't think it was that deep. But also, clearly, people didn't hate it that much, because I remember this movie made, like, a crazy amount of money, too. So... You know, it's like how the Barbie movie is such a source of controversy, but it's also like #1 at the box office. So like how much do y'all really hate it? You know? Maybe people just want to be contrarian haters.
Which way now?
Up the top. Yeah, $1 billion. To be fair, I think it also was really big in like Asian countries. Whoops. Which, you know, like 1/3 of the world's population lives over there, so you can make a lot of money if people like it over there.
Anyone here? What a curious dream.
Did they just use Helvetica for the font though? That's kind of taking me out of the whimsical vibe
That's not Alice.
with the captions.
She doesn't even recognize the place.
Give her a chance.
They spelled it the British way.
Curious and curious.
I told you it was her.
I'm still not convinced. McTwist. That is most.
Hi, Yeehaw Spinach. I have forgotten the Avril Lavigne song for the movie, just like I forgot What the Hell by Avril Lavigne. Forgotten all about her. Forgotten my past, my roots.
I was so sure.
Wait, you're talking. A talking white rabbit in a waistcoat. That's
Impossible? Impossible things are more common than you might think. You should know that.
If she was the real Alice, you would. You got the wrong one, McTwist.
She must have some real stretch fabric for it to just for us to go
Absolute, and ask him. He's wise.
from sleigh to sleigh in every size that she is.
but
I do remember the Demi Lovato version of Let It Go. That cover went hard.
Absolute is absolute.
Did you see that Demi Lovato is making a rock album, like re-releasing some of her like biggest hits? Like, she's doing Cool for the Summer, but like a rock version. I'm so excited. I feel like Demi is like where I wanted Demi to be at the end of my recap video, you know? I feel like she's slash they. I know Demi started going by she pronouns again because they were like exhausted of having
Why
to
is this
explain it to
thing
people.
spinning so?
So you can use either or, I believe. But I remember they were like felt really sad about all the pop music that they had made and didn't really identify with it and wanted to do rock stuff again. So it's exciting to see that they actually did it.
Was that you? How did you do that? That's
Yes, Alice.
impossible.
Yes, it was. That doesn't mean I know where I'm going, though. Yeah, I mean, to be fair, didn't Miley just also come out with a whole album, too? All I heard was the I Can Buy Myself Flowers. It was a good song. I wasn't, like, crazy obsessed with it. Write my name in the sand. Talk to myself for hours. I think I do remember her cover of Blondie. I have a couple of songs from that one album that had like, yeah, the Heart of Glass cover and Prisoner with Dua Lipa. Oh no! I have to stand up and fight. I'm gonna die, yeah. Oh, there's no consequences. I'm silly. I wasn't even thinking. Woo! That's a punch. Are there really no consequences to me dying, though? That's incredible for me. Doesn't seem to be... I don't think I'm damaging. Oh wait, no, I think that might be his life. No? Thought it was. I don't know what these numbers at the top are. I'm confused. Maybe I'm just meant to go around him. Freeze him here. And then this. Yeah? Oh, okay. I was making it harder than it needed to be.
Has that thing gone?
I think so.
Barbie just here, judging me. I was trying to stand up and fight, you know? I was trying to get the job done. Okay. Up we go.
It's that way. I can can see the gate, Mally.
Let's go. Oh, those are the little bits. Little bits I have. I think is what those numbers mean. We have like these little Super Mario Galaxy bits. Ah, I love the sound he makes.
Over here! At last, a way out.
Oh. Okay. Don't confuse me like that, Alice. Oh.
Oh my.
Feel seen. Now I can fight. This is bringing back Kingdom Hearts trauma. I can do it though. Oh, I can't.
Hit him again!
I haven't hit him once. Well, good thing he's weak as fuck. Oh no. Oh, okay. Freight Fighter immediately gets hit. Get him! I do like the little mouse guy. I think he's cute. Yeah, never died.
What were those awful things?
Red Knights. Nothing for you to worry about.
Oh,
We won't let them hurt you.
I was gonna say I didn't think it was Mia.
Thank you.
Because I feel like it would be so cheap to just do like generic British lady and no one, like the kids wouldn't notice. So good for them. Yeah. Yeah, what am I to do about that? You just seeping.
You seem a little lost.
Oh, the frame rate's going a little crazy.
I do
Yeah.
hope so. We need to get through this gate.
This was a
These
common
awful
complaint in the
thorns are
reviews. This isn't
Do you know
just
a way past?
my OBS being
I
bad.
certainly do. Speak with Rosemary, that withered old flower in amongst the brambles.
But she looks fast asleep. How do I wake her up?
Do you know the song Jabberwock Knup?
I never played the DS
Jabberwock
one.
what?
Jabberwock Knup. Sing the song and she'll wake up.
But I don't know any song named Jabberwocken Up.
When are they gonna show us where we can save? That frame rate was making me nervous.
It goes like this.
Jabberwock up.
Jabberwock!
Not much of a song.
Ah, my painted petals. What time is it?
It's late, Rosemary, and getting later. Can you open these gates for us? We need to see Absalom.
Absalom? Whatever for?
We think we found Alice, that little girl from years ago, remember?
Hey, no shame in being bad at video games.
means he.
At least,
I'm not so sure.
not for
it's-
me.
Little Alice, you say? Where is she?
It is a little
Show her to
uncanny
me.
valley. Especially now in like 1080p, you know?
Let's keep going.
She's like, yeah, I remember she's like a pet dog. We just have to keep her around.
Miss Alice, is it? Underland
Here, girl.
is probably
Here, girl.
rather different from the last time you were
Yeah, I
here. no?
rarely finished games until I discovered what
I'm afraid
walkthroughs
I don't
are.
remember being here before. Actually, I feel quite lost.
Lost? But if you're lost, why don't you use your Alice thread?
Alice Thread? I've never heard of...
Excuse me. Rosemary, can you just open the gate so we can get through? Absalom is waiting.
I wish I could, but I don't think I can. Look at me. I've been here such a long time. My branches are practically fused to this infernal...
All right, why can't we just cut her up?
Time can be so terribly cruel. Don't fret. I'll fix him.
Oh my gosh, we yassified her.
My word, Mr. McTwisp, thank you. Through the gate you go. And do give my regards to Mr. Absalom when you see him.
The mouth animation on her. Ooh. Definitely save. Yes, please. Depends. Is Alice in Wonderland long? I think it can't be, right? Oh, so this is the map. Is this the Alice thread? The big old map.
Hey!
Good job. Alright. Oh, that's the Alice thread. Whoa, camera. Oh no. Ugh. You better stop that. No! No, how do I stop that? Oh, I hate this. I hate this. Ugh. Oh no. Oh no. Please end my suffering. Alright. Bird's eye view POV. I also feel sick. Okay. No. I pressed the button to like move the camera behind your character, and instead of moving behind my character, it's moving above and spinning out of control, so that's fun. Yeah, let's just slowly zoom in. Just be very patient. I'm scared. Are we getting closer, or is it just looping? I think we're just looping. So why can we not just jump? It's really hard to see. Yeah, perhaps it is meant to be this way. In that case, I have to question why. Where are we meant to go? Okay, there we go. The spinning part feels unnecessary though, right? Oh, okay. Oh wait, I spoke too soon. I found a special item. Yeah, like stop that. Stop spinning. Stop that, please. Alright. Cool. We got upgrades. I don't think we can afford anything else. I'm scared. Hopefully it will have fixed itself. No, it did not. It did not. Maybe cutscene will fix it?
Do be careful here, Alice. These insects are rather aggressive. Quick, too.
But can you not slow them
Ugh,
down?
big bugs are scary.
Well, yes, of course I can. Just be careful, that's all.
Pressing the clock, it's not doing it. Ugh. Surely. Let's see if we can do it with like the camera settings. We try this? I don't really know what that means. I also don't love that it glitches in and out. Oh, that just mirrors it, right? Yeah, that doesn't make sense. Invert, mirror. Yeah. Yeah, none of these are like camera controls to like stop auto camera. Right. Not something that would help us. No! Oh, I didn't mean to press it that time. The curse continues. Ugh. I should have. I guess I should have tried reloading when we were at that save point.
What curious mushrooms.
Because this can't be right. This can't be the way God intended. I don't remember vomiting profusely as a child. But maybe I had a tougher stomach back then. Which way, Alice? Which way? If we stay still, it's fine. Oh, see. I'm doing my best. Sass from Alice while I'm trying to figure out why this camera's making me... Bleh. Okay. We're just gonna find a save point and we're gonna try and reload. Whenever possible. Because it's like the second I let go of the camera, it spins beyond my control. That makes me scared. For all I know, that's the same one we've been through. It's so I've lost all of my perspective. I can't tell. I'm lost in the sauce. That's how I always manage to get myself in these situations. I can't even see where, Alice. I'm dizzy. Oh. How am I to fight when I can't even I was never hit, though. That's kind of impressive, considering the circumstances.
How am I supposed to get through this door? It's much too tall.
Yeah, maybe this is why they got mixed reviews, do you think? Perhaps. Perhaps this game. Yeah, it just hasn't been, you know, no one's been patching it to run for newer computers, so maybe it's probably fixable is the thing. It probably just needs, like, I probably just need to change my computer settings, perhaps? Try to guess. Because this can't be...
This door is far too large. I can barely reach the handle.
Hang on. Hang on. I need a minute. I need a minute. Yeah, we're telling women they're the wrong size. I mean, Tim Burton is not exactly pro-women, from what I remember, so... Not that he had any involvement in this game. This monstrosity is all... I don't know who the developers were. I'm just gonna try and quitting and reloading. 'Cause I don't mind replaying that last part, because if it means I don't vomit, I would say not vomiting is preferable. So that's just me. That's just my preference, and everyone's different. Yeah. Okay, see, this is what got me into trouble last time, is I was pressing buttons I had no business pressing. Oh no. I don't want to press the wrong thing. So, I don't know. We're still spinning. We're not bird's eye view, but we're spinning. So very strange. Yeah, see, remember this part? When we were doing this part, bird's eye view looks very different. I would say it looks quite different from this angle. It's still spinning though. But you know, I only have myself to blame. Theme told me, don't do this, please, for your own sake. Don't buy this godforsaken goth game. Please. Nah, I'd rather be surprised. I feel like we were able to get there a lot faster without spinning out of control.
Be careful here, Alice. These insects are rather aggressive. Quick, too.
But can you not slow them down?
Well, yes, of course I can. Just be careful, that's all.
Anyways, let's fight these big buggos. And don't you dare spin. I don't want to...
Paws are covered in slime.
Still spinning. Okay. Doesn't feel too bad. It's not great. It's not as bad as it was before. But pretty good.
Hello? I think it's this way.
Well, this way is a relative term when you're spinning in circles. Oh, that one. I can't see. I can't see. Yeah, I'm not pressing anything. My hands are off the controller. This is the default. Yeah, that's true. I could try that. Dang it. It was weird because I thought it was maybe... If I press the button to like move my camera behind me. I don't think it's my controller though, because like I've used this on other things. We could try. We could also... Let me see if it still happens with the keyboard, actually. Y'all raise a good point. Let's... It's so awkward the way they do this. Okay. Let's see if it's still a thing, because I remember the... No, it's still a thing. It's just the game. But yeah, I'm using the keyboard controllers now. Oh no.
Over here.
No. You know, I I always test these games before, and you would think that I didn't, because now I don't know how to go to the pause menu on the keyboard controls. We're just gonna minimize her while we spin out of control. You know, I think those reviews it's not escape, no. I had this problem while I was testing, which is why I switched to the controller. It's not escape, it's not, you don't use the mouse. None of the controllers are what you would think. Maybe it's M. I'll try M. I mean, it doesn't make that much of a difference because... Hang on. Is it fine? Is it fine? Okay. We might be fine. I'll just have to relearn these controls a little bit. Okay. We seem to have solved it. I just don't remember. Now I just don't know any of the controls. Now we have a different, unique, special problem. Okay. Special problem on my own creation. I do feel less vomity though, so that's progress. Yeah, see now, before you had to like rotate on this to make it do the thing. Now you have to like press WASD like all together very fast. It's kind of awkward. Not gonna lie, these controls are kind of awkward. But it's better than... I don't know, I'm scared. I don't think I'm pretty sure the controller was on here. I don't know. I don't know. I mean, this works. I'll probably just do some testing in between streams, you know? Flash.
What curious mushroom.
I know there are some glitches that can show up if you skip cutscenes, but we're obviously not going to do that because we want all of the lore. That's one of the things I noticed in the reviews, but I think I just need to go through and see problemos could occur and work it out. But if this works for now, it's fine. You know?
Come on, Alice.
That gets Alice. I'm also very, you know, we have to appreciate the little things in life, and I'm at this moment glad that we're not spinning. And that's really all that matters to me. All right, come on, Alice. We'll catch up. Daisy Star, thank you for the sub. The sub and the Patreon. Oh my gosh. Alright. Let's fight them. Got it.
In just a moment.
Alright. Where was I going? I don't know how to do the Alice thread on these things. We'll find out, I guess. Where was I going? Is that me screaming? I guess so. Yeah.
What a monstrous mushroom.
Yeah.
They're taller than
I
trees.
win this time, Andrew Lloyd Webber. You won't get me today. I'm rich, though. Nothing to spend it on, but I'm rich. Okay, we're back here. It's a lot less disorienting being over here when you're not spinning a control. I do have to say. The little things. Why should I switch to McTwist? I'm actually doing worse than when I was spinning out of control, incredibly. Yeah, I wasn't hit last time, but I did die. How did that work? I don't know. Mystery, I suppose.
How am I supposed to get through this door? It's much too tall.
I mean, you can get through the door. Okay. Like, love will find a way, sis. H.
That smells like
These, like, bloodshot eyes are a lot, aren't they?
apple cooking cake. Just what we need for Alice. Wait here, Alice. You'll be quite safe.
All right.
As long as you don't wander off, we'll go find some cake.
Once again, we're doing all the work.
Staying right where I am.
Hey.
I don't want to face any red knights on my own.
Hey,
Sorry, Alice, I don't mean to keep calling you. I'm just trying to figure out how I do what I do.
I'm staying right where I am. I don't want to face any red knights on my own.
Uh-oh. Yeah, this is why I switched to the controller, because I couldn't figure out how to jump on the keyboard.
I'm staying right where I am.
Sorry, I keep calling you over. Let's try Q, W, E, R, T, Y. Y? It was Y. Okay, the more you know. Oh, it's U. Never mind, it's not. It's not space, it's not enter. It's Y. It's U. I don't remember what Once Upon a Time Alice in Wonderland White Rabbit looked like. All I remember is that Saeed from Lost was in it, and that I think I watched the pilot, and that was about it. Like everybody else. Which, to be honest, I don't know why I didn't get into it, because, like I said, I was into this. I feel like it should have been successful. I don't know what the deal was. You know, the general public have no taste. Very low stakes deaths, though. I do appreciate that. Yeah, I really, like, I don't even remember what Alice looked like in that show. All I remember is that Saeed was there. I don't even remember what he played. I think it was some sort of, like, knight or something. So many little buggers. Okay. Come here. Alright, they all gone? All the haters are gone? Thank you. Oh, he played... Oh. Yeah. I mean, I guess that makes sense. I guess I didn't realize that it was, like, also multiple fairy tales in the Alice in Wonderland show. Why wouldn't they just commit to it being Alice in Wonderland? Maybe that's why it wasn't successful. Because they couldn't commit. Alright. Come on, Alice. Oh, hey, Neltris, by the way. Sorry, Mr. Chat. I was focused on fighting buggers. Anyways, where are we going? Safe. Yes, please. Yes, please. Yeah, they too love a fanfic crossover. I mean, I wonder if the writers of Once Upon a Time wrote Star Trek fanfiction back in the day. I was gonna say I wonder if they were into Tumblr Sexy Man, but like that was the time of Tumblr Sexy Men. Like they were the creators, the originators. But I wonder what ridiculous ships they had in their own childhood. Anyways, how do we get down, Alice? What do you think? Get down. What do you think about that? You have any thoughts about that? The chair. Sit on the chair? Kinda seems like a door to nowhere, Alice. Not gonna lie. Why would we want to go back? This seems like the opposite of progress. Because, like, what's here other than the save point and, like, treasure chest? Am I just being a silly goose? Yeah. Ugh. Look at Emma. Although, I'll be honest, and I am probably most definitely in the wrong for this, I was not an Emma fan when I watched Once Upon a Time. I did not support other women the way I should have. Really, where are we to go? Are we meant to... Oh, okay. There we go. I did it. Take that, game for queens. I think it was E10 and up, right?
Oh my, not another one.
What is it?
Once upon a time.
I know they like
clock.
half had Mulan and
Said that all
Sleeping
the clocks in
Beauty,
Wonderland would be
but then they like immediately shut that down
I
too.
have no idea why.
And it was like, if you know,
Twisp, you can do it.
why even bother at all if you're gonna half-ass it like that?
Of course you can. Roses and clocks, you can fix them both. Why only roses and clocks, I've no idea.
Really, McTwisp? Stopping time, fixing clocks, and making flowers younger. Is there anything else about you I should
Yeah.
know?
This is the game that made me a blue-haired liberal. I don't have blue hair now, but I did at one point, like 2 years ago. So I can take the label. And to be TBH, I mean, I'm kind of, I mean, I'm getting this dyed lighter, so it's gonna be like more like a platinum white blonde. But I might do pink for a little bit, like this part. I don't know if I'll do blue again though, because blue takes 5 ever to get out of your hair, and it doesn't fade gracefully. You look like you're like, you know how blonde people in chlorine get like
This
sort of
store is for
greeny
people much
hair?
smaller
It's like not a
than
cute look when blue hair dye fades. Actually, you can just look at Drugadin's channel as an example. He did it to himself. You know, blue-haired liberals, it takes commitment to be one. Hopefully this isn't timed. Only one left, let's go! Did we do it to him? Yeah, I feel like I wasn't even watching by season 7 of Once Upon a Time. I don't know when Oh, I actually do know exactly when I stopped. I stopped when Elsa and Anna were on the show.
So, yes, please.
Like, I think it was the season finale they showed Elsa, and I was like, no, absolutely not.
Oh, my whiskers, not now.
What are you doing?
Because no, I liked
Go with me this
Frozen,
instant.
but it was like so overplayed by the time it was on Once Upon a Time, and they didn't do anything. They didn't do anything fun with it. They basically just like redid the plot of the movie, and the whole point of Once Upon a Time is they do like fun, different takes on the movie. But it was like they were too attached to like the Let It Go IP that they weren't gonna like mess with the canon in any way, so they just like did it play for play, but on Once Upon a Time with live action when everyone's already tired of Frozen. I was like, why? Why'd you do this? You're fine, Alice. Walk it off. She's just sitting over there. Yeah. Kind of serving them though. And maybe it was. To be honest, I didn't give it a chance because I was angry at the choice.
Have they gone?
I felt like it was a very uncreative choice.
They certainly have. For now.
They tried to kidnap me. Can you believe that? Thank goodness you were here to save me.
She's gonna post one of those like, my Uber driver almost kidnapped me, not clickbait story time. I just feel it coming. Alright, come on, Alice.
It's coming! It's coming for me!
I think I did watch the clips of Ricky in Mako Mermaid, but just because I wanted to see Ricky, not because I watched Mako Mermaids.
This way!
What is it now, here? The Red Queen herself?
I don't think you ever control Alice, not that I remember.
Not the Red Castle! Not again!
We control the Mad Hatter and the Cheshire Cat, I believe.
What could possibly scare
But no,
him so?
Alice is just like a lost little puppy that we're guiding along the whole time.
Everything. He's quite mad, I'm afraid to say.
There.
Is it gone?
We really don't have time for your figments, Hare. We have to find Absalom, rather urgently, I might add.
Being very sensitive to this person going through a crisis. Oh, I don't remember. I don't remember him. Press J to J to select route. Move A. Wazd. Heal. Look at this guy. Lemon Fire Brigade, thank you for the sub. Yeah, I don't even remember this guy from the movie. Maybe I really do need to rewatch it. I've forgotten my roots, my culture. That would have been amazing too. The thing is, I feel like Phoebe Tonkin especially, I feel like she's just too famous nowadays to want to do an H2O thing again. I don't know if I blame her. She did it for like, what, 3-4 years when she was a teenager? And then it became a whole TikTok meme years later. Oh, I remember this little guy though. Cute little guy. He kind of looks like he should be in Whoville, you know? The little snoot.
The stones! Look at the stones!
The stones! She did? Alright, well. He's gotta get her to Australia. No, no, no. Come on. Hit him with the rocks. Ah, he's coming. Oh, I do remember they like stick a needle in this little guy's eye at one point. I remember that spooking me. Am I just hitting him with rocks? Or should I be doing something else? Oh, he's right there. Yeah, I'm fine. Let me see. Get ready to freeze. I died right here on the column. Oh no. Oh no. On the column. Oh, that's so fast. Dang, I suck. I think you have to be fast. On the column, I can't figure out how you get it to focus on specific things. Because with the Wiimote you like move around, but I lack the control. No. On these columns? Oh no. Oh no. This is bad news bears. Oh, on that column? Column. Column. This column. Boom. Yeah, okay. Supposed to be beating him up now. I'm such a fool. Silly me. Alright. Okay. I figured it out. I got it. What? I died, but I got it. It's okay. I like how it doesn't even stop the boss battles when I die. You just get to keep chilling along. It's almost like this game was made for little babies. We're going, we're going, we're going. Boom! Take that! Alright, this isn't so bad. This is not so bad. Roar! We're beating this little guy up, though. I just kind of want to be his friend. Ooh, he does need to back away, though. You are very close to me now, sir. Oh, this is awkward. Ooh, not gonna lie, it's a little awkward. No! Oh! Oh, I shouldn't have. I was fool. I shouldn't have done that. He was doing his thing. Not rearing up like freeze. Okay. Or I can die. That's the other option. And then... Brrr. Doesn't feel like it's doing anything though. Did that do anything for you? Oh, maybe. He's running around again. Oh. Freeze. We got him. No, not that. No. No. It telekinesed the wrong thing. Dang it. That's annoying. Go, 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 go. You fuck it up this time. I'll never forgive you. Go! Oh, we're gonna do it. No, I don't want to do it. I don't want to do it. Okay. I don't support that. That was not my choice.
What was that thing?
Bandersnatch. Red Queen's guard dog. My little pin came in useful after all, McTwist.
Indeed.
Bravo!
Creepy crawlies.
Jolly, jolly, jolly,
Oh, there they are.
jolly well done. Is that
They are
really
scary, huh?
Tweedledee?
Yeah, I hate
Oh,
stuff like that. Ugh.
does she remember me? Contrary-wise, how could she forget?
Like, I'm getting LASIK in a couple weeks, and I'm terrified. Something's gonna be in my eye.
Have they quite finished?
Is that Alan Rickman?
Absolutely, Absalom.
Sounded like it.
Well, well, it's hit.
And he looks beautiful. I do say so myself. Yeah, tell him what's up.
Who are you?
Absalom?
You're not Absalom. I'm Absalom. The question is, who are you?
Yeah, it's like you know in The Ring, the like video you watch where you die in 7 days. There's a part where
Do
like
you know who I am?
a finger
sure.
goes through a nail. That's the part I hate. I can do the rest of it.
The oraculum.
I don't care about a girl coming out of a well.
The oraculum, being a calendrical compendium of Wonderland.
Body horror is just like, I can't do it. Can't do it at all.
Compendium. It tells of each and every day since the beginning.
Today is Gribbling Day, in the time of the Red Queen.
That's
Show her
us.
The frabjous day.
Frabjous Day being the day you slay the Jabberwocky.
Slay.
Sorry? Slay the what?
The Jabberwocky there with the vorpal
Wow.
sword. No
Here comes a
other
hurricane,
sword
bitch.
can kill
Wow,
the
here comes a
Jabberwocky.
hurricane.
No
Who's that?
That's not me.
Yeah, that's not you.
We've waited 10 years for you to come back. The Underland underground resistance has struggled on. Bravely, I might add. But the Red Queen... We can't defeat the Red Queen while she
There she
controls
is.
the Jabberwocky. And we can't defeat the Jabberwocky without you.
Helena Bonham Carter
The
and
oraculum
Tim Burton were
says
still together when this
you
movie
need
came
Alice.
out.
And now you're actually here. You may not be here at all. Resolve this for us, Absalom. Is she the right Alice?
Not hardly.
I knew it all along.
But what now? Do I have to go up there again and search for another Alice?
Why is there such a
What do we
big
do with
echo
this
on
one?
his voice?
Go find Hatter. He'll be able to help you. He has a
Yeah.
unique
Very hot with the times, Tim Burton.
Would you care to battle? Oh, let's fight till 6 and then have
Hunger Games
dinner.
hadn't even come out. He was a trendsetter.
76, 47,
Oh, they are scary.
18, 11, 7, 4, 3, 1.
I don't think they scared me that much as a kid, but they scare me now.
And one. Coming! Ready or no how?
Yeah, get on out. Go on, get. What was that noise? What was that? Alright. Anyways. Anyways. Ugh. Yes, please. Get out of the way out. Aw, look at her clapping for me. You're getting bits out the wazoo. Come on.
Well done, McCrisp.
Alice is just our hype girl. She's just here to hype us up. That's kind of her vibe, the whole rest of the thing. I feel like I have so many bits and nothing to do with it, so I don't know if it's worth getting all of them. Maybe I'm a fool. Maybe I'm not thinking in portals. Alice, get out of my way. Get out of my way, babe. Yeah, Alice, you might want to back up. Men at work here and all. He is just right on me. Maybe, but also like they couldn't give Alice cool superpowers, you know? Oh, I've definitely missed some chess pieces, haven't I? I feel like it was easier to explain in the canon why all of these people had powers. But I mean, you also could have like played as Alice and like directed them to do all the magical stuff. That could have also worked. I don't know.
Look, there's a ladder here. Let's
Because it's not like, I don't feel like guys were necessarily lining up to play the Alice in Wonderland Wii game. Like, surely, really not, right? I don't know. Or maybe it's like, because they're animals. Well, actually, I take that back because you also play as the Mad Hatter. I was gonna say because they're animals, it's a little more forgiving when like their movements are kind of weird and uncanny, because they're like anthropomorphized. Oh, he throws plates. That's fun. They're anthropomorphized animals, so you know you don't really have to be quite as precise with it.
Spinning so?
Oh, Alice. There's not a thought in that little head. Alright, don't need to moan like that.
Was that you? How did you do that? That's impossible.
Yeah, but also misogyny. And at the end of the day, that misogyny does tend to win the day, doesn't it? When are they gonna get bored of that, huh? I'm bored of it. I did not know that the mouse was a girl, to be honest. I thought the mouse was a boy. Oh, did I just go in a circle? Bet I did. Oh, I bet I did. Oh, no, I didn't. This is different. Whee! I probably did know that at one point, but that got memory hold. For sure. I don't know, I was kind of having an existential crisis about like, even though it's very normal, I was having a crisis about like, wow, I remember playing this game and having so much fun playing the game. I don't remember anything about the game at all. Like, that memory's just gone. It's just poof. And I'm like, oh my gosh, how many memories from my childhood are just slipping away. And I thought about my youth for a while. Yeah, the frame...
Gets tired of hunting, but I likes the counting.
I feel like the frame rate wasn't quite this
7,
bad
12, 3,
when I played it as a kid, but
Can you
I'm not
spy
sure.
down for me? I shall wait and count.
I really don't want to do this, though. Blue Star, you've had a lot of villain origin stories tonight.
Did you uncover my brother yet?
But you've already played the quintessential Oz universe game, so... Or not you've played. You've watched me play. Alright, let's go find this little egg boy.
How did you spy me? I was invincible.
Not quite up to Cheshire Cat standards, I'm
This,
afraid.
James
I
Corden.
spied you. Contrary-wise, you cheated. No, how? You're just a hater of losing. Shall we start a different hiding battle? Yes,
James
let's
Corden and
again.
Rebel Wilson. And
Well
Cats.
done to
The
you
hit movie
too.
Cats.
You take this with all our pleases and thank yous. Goodbye, farewell, see you again.
Or rich. Rich. Rich, I tell you. Now where are we going? Now I don't know where we came from. Which way is up and down? I don't remember being quite... Well, I was about to say, I said I don't remember anything. There being... This game being so maze-based. But that's the maze we just came from, so that makes sense. Makes a little bit more sense. Oh yeah, we need to get little. Oh, we can fit through that? Alice can fit through that? Really? It was kind of tall for it. Oh. My name is Bella Hadid. My name is Bella Hadid. Why does he moan like that?
Back here again.
My Twitch channel is gonna get in trouble if he doesn't stop moaning like that. Rabbit, chill out. Oh my gosh, that is Matt Lucas. That is Matt Lucas. That is a horrifying nightmare fuel version of Matt Lucas. It's funnier to imagine it's James Corden though, isn't it? Is it not? Stop! Stop it! These all have. Oh. Just wrecking it. I'm gonna wreck it, Ralph. I want to see if I can trigger the Alice thread. Because there is a little trail that supposedly shows me where to go, but I don't know what the button is for it. Enter is the menu button. Okay, good to know. Okay. See? Was that X? Or Z? It's window. Here, Alice? What am I to do about that? Oh, wait. Probably need our boy.
You did it!
I did, didn't I? Hussenizer, thank you for the 4 months. Ugh, don't even get me started on billable hours, Hussenizer. I'm off the clock right now. Why would you bring this up to me? Oh. Yeah, I actually just had a really not... I was about to say not fun. That makes it sound like I was in trouble or something. No, I just had like a sad conversation with like law partners about billable hours and how awful they are. Not for me, I would say. Oh, come on. You can swim.
What a dismal place.
Oops.
That's such a marvelous skill you have there.
I do kind of wish that I had a little Alice that would hype me up whenever I did a little task. I think that would be much appreciated. I guess that's kind of like what y'all are for me. You know, when you have like the little hype emotes in the chat. It's like the same thing. Oh. It's just Goose, yeah. I'm lucky to have lots of little hype Alice-I in my life. No, I appreciate y'all.
Stop that knife! We need that door! Don't let him take that door! We need it!
Oh, do we need it?
They're coming.
The British.
I see her!
Girl boss. Now that I know the mouse is a girl. Girl boss. Girl slay. Ruh-oh.
Go away, you horrible thing. Help, there's more of them.
Where? Oh.
Gallymoggers.
Go, go, go. Scared. Getting kind of nervous. I'm scared. Gonna hang over here until it resets again. Stop moaning, Rabbit. I need you to stop it. Oh, hang on. I died. Hang on. Sorry, I died. Alright. Uh-oh. Froze the wrong thing. Hang on, I gotta freeze the door.
Stop it.
No, don't take my girl. Hey. Get your hands off my lady. We did it. But moans in British. Oh no. Okay. We're good.
I thought they were going to catch me this time for sure. Thank you for rescuing me.
We got you, fam.
Oh my. Well done.
Oh, he moans too. Let's listen to this one. He kind of likes it. What does this say about society today? That's my question for you all. Let's go see if I can find some chess pieces, because I have not found any since like the first one. And I got so many bits. I did undress the guard. That is the goal. We are actively encouraged. Too Too bad I don't have a soundboard. Steam Deck. Although, hot take, this doesn't really apply as much for Twitch streams. This is more for podcasts specifically. But when podcasts have soundboards and they play little sound effects, I don't think it's ever as funny to the audience, or I guess I should say to me personally, as it is to the podcaster when they use like little soundboard bits. It's like one of my least favorite things when like I love Jamie Loftus. Jamie Loftus makes a lot of really great podcasts. And she made this one podcast called My Year in Mensa, where as a sound she applies to be in Mensa and talks about sort of like the eugenics history of it and how people are today, and they're very like highfalutin and strange. It's a really good podcast, but she uses like
Nowhere.
she uses the burr sound like every 20 seconds, and it drives me insane. It was I could not. No, I should have been listening the first time, shouldn't I? Methinks I should have been listening the first time. Yeah, so maybe it's a good thing I don't have a soundboard. That would be insufferable. I don't know if I have the brain power to figure this out at the moment. I will try. God damn it, I'll try. Oh. Ooh. Where are the other door bits? Even his fighting sounds are a lot. But I feel like we already went through this one. Yeah, he sounds like he's enjoying it. Okay, yeah, it seems like that was the same result.
You just use your watch.
Alright, let me listen to it this time.
This is utterly incomprehensible. Queest. Nowhere. Snot. What's that supposed to mean? It's a nonsense, I tell you. An insufferable nonsense.
Weed, something snud. Okay. Nowhere. Weed, nowhere, snud. I think that's what he said. Okay, yeah. Helps to pay attention to things. Queest. Going on a queest. Sound like a really bad Australian accent. Yeah, the March hare is down bad, I would say. Alright, let's do it. Queest! Then we gotta go through nowhere. That's snud. Okay, calm down. Calm down. Honestly, this game's pretty fun when you get past the glitchiness. Now that we're not spinning out of control. This stud? No. Camera's not great though, I'll say. This is snud. We're missing the door. Okay. Nud. Music is spooky too. That's Nud. Hopefully I remember that right. Oh, I did. I did it. Yeah, I remember the Mad Hatter had some cool puzzles with like perspective, and that's like the whole thing. Uh-oh. Hang on. Hang on. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. I'm stuck. Oh. Sorry. Couldn't get around. Sorry, my bad. My bad.
I need to find somewhere safe.
Yeah, you do that. Bobby. Alright, we're good now. I got it. Yeah, Alice says keep calm and girl boss. That's her motto. That's fun.
How many of these things can there possibly be?
Alright, stop getting horny. We have people to fight.
Don't come any closer.
He's really fun. He. I misgendered her. He. It kind of reminds me of like the Arkham games. The combat. Sleepy Goose in the background.
How did you take its shield away? That was marvelous.
Oh, thank you, babes. Anyways, what are we doing? We have to go through Snud again, right? Yes. Yeah, I've never watched Schitt's Creek. Obviously, I know like a lot of memes from it, but that's another one. I think I have a hard time with like comedy shows. Getting myself to get into it.
Done, mate, Twisp.
I like the drama. But also, to be honest, I just watch a lot of YouTube nowadays. I don't really watch a lot of TV. Like I know I was watching Gilmore Girls for a while, but I really haven't done it ever since Netflix cracked down on like account sharing. Because I can only watch it on my phone now, and plus I was also just getting kind of bored of it. TBH. Because I was on to season. I was already on to like what people had told me was the bad season, so I wasn't super pressed to finish it, but I probably will at some point. I also, y'all are gonna be mad at me. Y'all are gonna cancel me for this. I haven't seen White Lotus. I haven't seen it. And I know I would like it if I watched it. I have nothing against watching it. And that one I really have no excuse because it's HBO Max. I don't know. I don't know. It just it's really hard for me to start a new show. Once I start it, I'm good. I'm all in. But I like rewatching the same things, you know? Or like the same, not necessarily rewatching the same thing, but the same type of thing. And I don't want to have to adjust my expectations for a new thing. The thing is, I do have the desire though. Like, I mean, I feel like I'm more likely to watch White Lotus than Schitt's Creek because there's less of White Lotus. I feel like I could breeze through that pretty quickly. I don't know. I know I should. For the culture. For Jennifer Coolidge specifically. Do it for her. But yeah, I was trying to think, like, the last show I even watched was, I rewatched Lost with Dan. And that was a while ago at this point. And obviously I had already seen it, so that doesn't really count. Uh-oh. No! Okay. That was weird. Didn't even crash, it just minimized. I don't know. I don't know what that was. That's all about. I lost my train of thought. And then, because we watched the Barbie movie, I've been having Dan watch the Barbie animated movies, which has been so fun. But again, I've seen those before. I haven't been watching anything new. I really haven't. And then we're still playing the Master Detective Rain Code, like the Danganronpa game on the Switch. That's gonna take us a while.
Do not move no further, no how.
And usually Dan and I are either playing a game together or we're watching a TV show. We don't have time to do both, you know?
We know you did it, doesn't we, Dum? Contrary-wise, it's them that done it, T. And most especially, that little girl right there. That great big girl there. We've seen her before, haven't we not?
I don't understand. What do you think we've done?
Well,
what?
how would you think to make
Yeah, you're not
all
wrong
of
about
this
shows getting
much
canceled.
better?
I'll probably have a good opportunity to catch up on shows now that things are kind of
We
paused
haven't time for pig
in terms
hunting,
of
Dum.
making new
We're
shows.
already late for a very important tea.
But also,
Contrary-wise,
just
you've
pay
just reached
writers,
exactly the right
please.
time for green pig hunting. We'll be happy and glad to clear a path when you've swept up all your mucky swine.
I wish I remembered. I donated to an organization that's like, help support out of work writers. This was I think I donated right before the actors also went on strike, so I should see if that includes them. Definitely do your part, and also, it's, you know, not so hard. Fucking Bob Iger. Pay people. Pay people literally like 0.5% of what you make. Anyway, let's beat up this pig. I'm also very interested to see the like long-term effects it'll have on content, because like the 2008 writer strike, you know, it affected Lost. It affected a lot of like really big TV shows at the time. And that was like how we got the boom of reality shows, you know? Because they were like cheap and easy to produce, easier than paying people what their fair share, you know? I know, Alice, I know. I'm working on it. I should look up the name of the organization I donated to, in case anyone's interested. It was Entertainment. I think it was like Entertainment Collective, something along those lines. Ugh. If everyone on our TV is British for the next couple of years, I'm out. Then I'm going on strike. I just walk up to them. If everyone's like this Tweedledee and Tweedledum, it can't be worth it. Really we as a society. Underneath the dough, and the bread will be tacky and hard to chew. Overneath the dough, and Paul Hollywood will take the baker and execute them all. That's what every show's gonna be like. Is that what we want? I don't think so. Yeah, I mean, that would be a nice change as well. Like Dairy Girls, another show I did not watch that I heard was good. Didn't watch it. I feel like I've watched a lot of TV, but it...
Further know-how. Not until we have a great big hog heap. But wait, I still see swine. Look there, 2 piggies still to come.
There's still 2 piggies? There's just too much content nowadays, you know? You can never watch all the shows. I don't like this. This doesn't feel right.
It worked. Wonderful.
I don't eat meat. I like pigs. Yeah, like, did the pirate show on HBO Max get canceled that everyone liked? Probably, because HBO Max canceled literally everything. Sorry,
This whole
Max.
land is clean and fresh. Indeed, no more green pigs, no how. We're very happy, aren't we not?
I know that,
Splendidly happy. Do take this with
Vampire
our
Hunter
pleases.
show on Netflix didn't do super well either.
See you tomorrow.
But also I'm part of the problem because I didn't watch it. Very much so. Man, he can jump. Well, he is a rabbit, so that makes sense. Strike that. That was a stupid thing for you to say. Man, this bunny got hops. Hate myself. Alright. Oh, I've never heard of that one, Daisy Star. That's another one I can add to my list that I maybe will watch one day. You can only hope. One can dream.
Well done, Nicholas.
All right, let's see. Let's see. Is it him himself? Everyone's like 4th favorite pirate?
It's you.
No, it's not Hatter. McTwist brought us the wrong Alice.
You're absolutely Alice. I'd know you anywhere.
I can't tell.
I'm glad somebody does.
He sounds kind of gruff.
And now you're back, we should hurry along.
I don't think this is him.
Rapture's Day.
Down with bloody bighead!
I don't think it's him.
Excuse me?
He sounds like he's doing. You know, it sounds too gruff.
You?
Me? And who is she?
Alice. It's absolutely Alice.
The Alice?
I don't know why the Cheshire Cat's so quiet.
You godless Scottish pilger lickery.
What's wrong with you, Tarrant?
Slurkin pals lack your scrums.
It seems I'm upsetting your delightful tea party.
Speak up, cat.
Perhaps I should disappear.
Yeah, he is kind of scary.
Friends, you know.
I feel like the Disney design is just so iconic.
Never
It's hard to
mind,
compete.
Hatter. The Rapture's Day is fast approaching.
But the Tim Burton Mad Hatter, I'm honestly not mad at the design. I think it's kind of fun.
Is he still sulking?
I think it's more fun, actually, than the Disney one.
Time ran off because I tried to kill him when you didn't return. Not a tick since. But I think it's high time for time to forgive and forget. There. It's ticking again. Our champion has returned. All we need now is the Vorpal sword.
Well, Stephen Fry is whispering. I can't hear him.
I haven't the slightest idea where to find it.
I rather think I might know.
Excellent.
Yeah, I feel bad because I feel like this was the era where everyone decided to hate Anne Hathaway out of Hollywood. Or maybe this was just before, because she did Les Mis, and then she was bullied out of Hollywood for like 10 years.
The Bandersnatch?
But I think she got a lot of flack for this movie.
I'm afraid so.
And I enjoyed it. I think she did a great job.
Desert, through the cabin in the woods, behind Hare's house, if that helps.
Oh, you know what show I did watch that I felt was pretty fun?
Through the windmill.
I liked The Sex Life of College Girls, and now I'm sad because Renee Rapp is leaving.
Your house keys, Hare.
I'm not huge on Mindy Kaling, so I was kind of skeptical of it. But I feel like it's a pretty fun show. It isn't too, like... It doesn't feel too inauthentic. That show was fun. I had zero expectations for Sex Life of College Girls. I was so into it. And we were watching Jury Duty, and the little white guy with glasses is on that show. And the whole time I was just like, guh, guh. And Dan doesn't get it. Dan does not get it at all. And I'm like, I'll have you know, he is a love interest on one of the hit HBO shows. You are the one with no taste, sir. I love that little white boy. Like, ugh. I just love little guys like that, you know? Little mousy boys. Oh, this is a little hard with the motion controls as they are. Yeah, this is fun. Oh, okay. I do remember the voice double in Kingdom Hearts, but the thing is, I feel like the Jack Sparrow voice is very different than the Mad Hatter voice. Like, you know? So it's interesting that they would still do a Johnny Depp double. I guess I don't really remember the Mad Hatter voice. I just remember it being Johnny Depp. But he's not doing Captain Jack Sparrow, you know?
Not a peep till he's gone. The Knave of Hearts.
Yeah, I
biggest
also really liked him and Bella together until messed it up. I forgot this. I forgot this guy.
It's not my favorite trio of lunatics. I'm looking for the girl called Alice. Remember her? The Queen has a feeling she's seen her.
She has feelings?
If you're hiding her, she'll have your heads. Already lost.
I'm surprised this guy wasn't a Tumblr sexy man. There's a lot of Tumblr sexy man potential. I mean, I'm sure there was a little bit. Anyone could have been a sexy man, you know?
Round them up, take them to Salazar.
Clearly not enough.
The Queen can decide what she wants to do with them.
The Salazar trap.
Yeah. Well, I remember... The thing is, I binged season 1 and season 2, so... I watched like the first couple episodes of season 1 with my friend, and then I went and like watched it all on my own. It's kind of hard for me to remember the distinctions, but I remember the like brother character gets written off very abruptly in season 2, and that clearly like messed up their long-term game plan, so they had to kind of improvise what to do with Timothée Chalamet's sister. But yeah, I do feel like there was a lot more plot jammed into season 2. Oh, and Johnny Depp's dead. Johnny Depp is dead.
Watch the watch.
Ooh, he packs a punch. He sure does. Also, I feel so bad that I'm forgetting her name because she's more than Timothy Chalamet's sister. But it's so funny, like, I didn't know that they were related, but as soon as you see it, it's like, oh, they have the exact same face, but on two totally different bodies, and so it's like, it's kind of trippy, you know? Yeah, Miss Chalamet, thoughts on Euphoria? I liked season 1. Season 2 was really, really, really bad. And I probably am not gonna watch season 3 if I'm honest. I don't like what Sam Levinson has been up to in between. Barbie is not on the show anymore. And obviously, Inga's passed away. I mean, yeah, I'm probably not gonna watch season 3 unless people are like, whoa, I don't know. Even if it is amazing, I don't know if I'm gonna watch it. I don't want to know what's on Sam Levinson's hard drive. And I think season 1 is good. It's very intense, an intense show. But I think it had some really interesting character development, and it set up some, you know, very typical high school tropes, and I felt like in a not so typical way, like it wasn't super stereotypical, and then they kind of just threw that out the window, and like all of the characterization they established in season 1 wasn't there in season 2, and all the characters were just like, it just like wasn't aligning with, especially see, I you can tell I binge things because I always forget people's names. Like Sydney Sweeney's character was a mess in season 2. Barbie's like barely in it. I feel like, yeah, no. It made me mad. I didn't really care. I mean, the play scene was fun. I'll give them that. But I honestly didn't care about Maud Apatow, like, writing her play. It didn't really interest me. I mean, there's a lot of, like, not great narratives that the show pushes. Also, Sam Levinson has this thing that he loves to do where it's like people fake abuse allegations as plot lines in his shows. That happened in The Idol. Sorry, spoilers for The Idol. That's kind of becoming a concerning trope of his that I don't like. It's perhaps a signal, some of his own values and beliefs. Don't love that.
Fetch me my kite. Dee flew it into this tree. Contrariwise, it's dumb what's got
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, I think the video essays on Euphoria are a lot smarter than Euphoria season 2. Like, they put a lot more thought into it.
This tree. Contrariwise, it's dumb what's gotten it stuck. You could have helped us, couldn't you not?
Yes,
you couldn't have not, and you
Cherry.
should have done so. That's for certain. I'll have a sore buns for the rest of this day.
I love her. I forget her full name.
Take this with
Her
you
name's
when you
Cherry.
go.
She
It's no good for the likes of us, is it, Dee? Come, dumb.
And honestly, good for her. She's also like the face of Urban Decay now. Like, she's done a lot of modeling work since then. But she also, I think, stole from, like, after she got famous on Euphoria and became a supermodel, she stole like a tank top from Forever 21 or something, which I love. Iconic. Yeah, and she did a great job. Like, I don't think you would have noticed that she hadn't, like, acted in a traditional sense before. She was also in Bella Porch's Dolls music video with Madison Beer. Yeah, she's just living her life, you know? She's just girl bossing. Support her. Yeah. I would love to know how Sam Levinson heard of her porn parody of Euphoria. I don't know how that got his attention, specifically. I think I do know, but you know. Yeah. Also, that show is... I believe Drake is an executive producer on that show. Which is another, sign of... how they treat characters who are supposed to play minors and stuff. Oh, also, you know the big problem with season 3? I just remembered because of the writer's strike. It's been delayed, right? And the actors were already too old to play high school students, which is fine. I think is fine. Because it's a pretty intense show. I wouldn't really want real 16-year-olds playing this stuff. But now that it's getting delayed, all of the actors are going to be like 30 by the time the show comes back. And so it's gonna get to the point where it's like not even, I mean, it's already not believable, but it's like can't even like suspend your disbelief kind of level.
Used to come here to paint.
So
Incredibly artistic, you know.
We'll see. We'll see how old they all look at that point. But yeah, I don't know how much it'll matter, because again, it's not like they ever looked like high schoolers, but woo, don't freak out on me. Now we've got to think in portals. I do think this puzzle mechanic is really cool. He's got finagle it. I know, I feel like all the actors are ready to move on to bigger, better things. And they're all so famous now, too, that, like, I'm sure there's gonna be a lot of scenes that, like, you know, one of them will be there, and then they'll have, like, a body double, and it'll just have to be, like, cut between cameras, because no one can be on set at the same time. I have a feeling that's what Season 3 is gonna be like. I also am sure that the reviews of The Idol is gonna do something to Sam Levinson's ego, and it can't be good. It can't be good.
Go in there after them! Cut them off at the vortex! And if you lose them again...
Or maybe they can just, like, let someone besides Sam Levinson finish it. That would be nice. I don't think they're gonna do that.
Or the Queen, if you're really...
I actually... How did I not even know that Sydney Sweeney was in Season 1 of The White Lotus? Yeah, see? I know I would like Aubrey Plaza, Jennifer Coolidge, Sydney Sweeney. I like all these people. Well, do I like Sydney Sweeney? As a person, I mean, I guess I don't know. As an actress, yes. I forgot she's had some scandies in the past couple years.
The door. It's gone. How will we get back to the woods?
Oh, it's fine. I don't even know where you are, Alice.
We don't need that door anymore. The Vorpal sword is onwards, not backwards. Only you can open this door, Alice. But you're too tiny.
He's too tiny.
We need a way of enlarging you.
I guess it does kind of sound like a Jack Sparrow impression. I don't know if it sounded like that in the movie, but it's fine. Where did Kate get?
That apple coffin must be somewhere near here.
Oh, invisibility. Where did Kate get? Where did Kate get? The cake there? No, it's not.
Where's the cake?
That's what I'm thinking. I mean, we're getting tons of bits. We're not getting cake, but... House is too tiny. Too much of a skinny legend. I mean, I guess I don't know why the cake would be behind the paintings in the first place. Guess who didn't watch The Last of Us either? But that one I had a specific reason. I've played the game and I know it's very sad, and I didn't want to cry. I was kind of going through, I was kind of in my feels when that show was airing, and I didn't want to cry. And I knew that show would make me cry. That game made me cry. Where is it at though? And I don't know what I'm meant to do about this situation. Oh, okay. That's me being a silly goose.
Where is that cake? How interesting. I wonder what happens if I do that again.
Oh, fight, fight, fight. And I might watch season 2 of Last of Us though, because I didn't play the second game. I kind of know what happens because I think I watched, was it Jakey? I watched someone's like review video on it. But I know like they did change up quite a bit for the show, so I'd probably watch season 2 of that if it happens. That's enough. It was funny to hear my mom describe it. She was telling me, she's like, I've been watching this show about like fungi, about like evil mushrooms. Something about fungi.
They've taken it away.
My sister was like, you mean The Last of Us? She's like, that's it. The fungi show. That was her takeaway. Okay, let's... Throwing the plates is not the most efficient way to do this. Get it! Oh, I thought that was doing something. Oh my god! That's so loud! Ah! So intense. I just want cake. I would just like some cake. Okay. Feels like it's really loud. I know. Let me eat cake, as the great Marie Antoinette did not say. Greatest girl boss of our generation. Not of my generation. Maybe. Oh god. Oh god. I'm scared. I don't like this. I'm uncomfortable with the energy that's being thrown around right now. Things are falling. I'm scared.
I have to find a better spot.
What spot would you say? Ah. Why? Why? Why you shake so?
I have to find a better spot.
here. Figure out. What's the spot, my guy?
I have to find a better spot.
Has to find a better spot. Ah! Ah! Nothing's even happening. They're just doing it to scare me.
I have to find a better spot. I have to find a better spot.
Yes. Oh. Me when I have to find a better spot.
I have to find a better spot.
What spot? The spot's so great. Why don't you... Oh, I think I figured it out. I think this is the better spot he speaks of. Perhaps, perchance. I have found a better spot. Y'all? Found a spot. Oops. Maybe the better spots were the friends we made along the way. Oh, that's such a good spot. That's where the rabbit just goes... or whatever. I'm not gonna do it. You know. You know. You know. Oh, my mouth. My spit just made a really nice, real pleasant noise. Alright. I think that'll be it for today, but doesn't that look kooky and fun? Okay. We mastered it. We vomited a little bit at the beginning, but I think things really turned around, and I'm grateful for that. Let me exit out of here so I can... Yeah, thank you. Thank you all who suffered with me. All right. Well, have a good rest of your night, folks. Have a good weekend. I'll see y'all Tuesday. There's the boy. All right. Good night. Bye-bye.